This is QTV News. I am Mamudu Gajaga and thanks for joining us. Coming up tonight, Gambia's Gina Bass has recorded her name in the history books of African athletics after winning the 200 meters gold medal at the African Games currently underway in Rabat, Morocco. The Minister of State for the British Armed Forces, Mark Lancaster, pays a courtesy call on President Adama Barrow. After weeks of no rain, the rains have finally come and are being blamed for many mishaps, including, it seems, a scarcity of fish in the market. However, there appears to be a contradictory report about the scarcity. The National Youth Council and partners are initiating dialogue to engage and involve young people in the range of ongoing reforms across various sectors. As Gambia's national team gears up to face Angola in a series of crucial World Cup qualifiers, there is an optimism over the team's on-field performance, but worry over the required financial support. For more on this and other stories, stay tuned. Welcome and thank you if you're just joining us. This is QTV News. Gambia's Gina Bass has recorded her name in the history books of African athletics after winning the 200 meters gold medal at the African Games currently underway in Rabat. She won the gold medal in style, beating Ivorian Marie-Josée Talou, who is regarded as Africa's fastest female runner and tipped by many to complete the sprint double. Talou beat Bass in the 100 meters final earlier in these championships, relegating the Gambian sprinter to silver medal position. However, in the longer sprint, Gina Bass recovered, reversed the placing to make history for herself and the Gambia. There is something bigger as well. The 24-year-old Gambian set a new national record with a timing of 22.58 seconds. Gina Bass won gold at the Islamic Solidarity Games in Azerbaijan, Baku, and she is an Olympian who represented the Gambia in the 200 meters at the Rio Olympic Games in Brazil. She will now be setting her eyes on the World Championship in Doha, Qatar before the Tokyo Olympics in 2020. A great day for Gina and a great day for Gambia. Congratulations, Gina Bass. The Minister of State for the British Armed Forces, Mark Lancaster, pays a courtesy call on President Adama Barrow. This visit comes after the Gambia, for the first time under Barrow's governance, appoints a defense minister other than the president. The meeting centered on discussing on ways of strengthening the already existing relationship between the two countries, military and defense mechanisms. Here is an excerpt.
And I've just had an incredibly constructive meeting with the President. The UK has worked with Gambian Armed Forces for many years. Our Royal Gibraltar Regiment has been training Gambian Armed Forces here for the last 13 years. We had our first joint exercise, and the purpose of the meeting really was just to see how we can continue to build on our very close collaboration that we've had for many years. Yes, we did discuss the security sector reform. I was very impressed with the work that's being done there, and the UK is absolutely committed to supporting that process in any way that we can. Well, he was delighted to see us. As I say, we are very proud of our historic and close relationship. I'm very honoured to be able to see the President today, and we continue to be committed to working closely with each other. I think the UK has a strong and long track record of working very closely with the Gambia, and you have my absolute assurance that that will continue.
Salaji residents are not happy with the poor condition of their local feeder road. The residents complain that they are unable to access transport because of the construction of a water pipe trench, part of the NAWEC project in the Greater Banjul area, which are not covered, eventually turning roads impossible during the rainy season. Mamudu Lamin Choi reports.
The smooth movements of people or vehicles in this part of Salaji is almost impossible due to poor road conditions. Vehicles are getting stuck and damaged in the mud. Pipeline trenches, which are dug by a company called Shapoji, are left open, causing walls to collapse. The residents say they have complained to the company's owners, but their efforts have yielded no results. Being unable to find a way out of town, some residents have broken down a fence for a makeshift way out, but still they struggle in the mud after the rains. This has caused great frustration for them. Mahmoud Lamin Diba is a car owner. His car has spent hours stuck in the mud when he was trying to leave for a meeting. He added that taxi drivers don't want to enter their area as they are afraid of sustaining mechanical breakdowns.
We can't have access to transport. I believe they are not doing their work professionally. When they dug the trenches, they should have covered them with sand again while they continue work. This could enable people to move freely. They are not doing that.
Cyclists and pedestrians have their own share of the poor condition of the roads. Leaving or returning home from work has been a problem, they say. Mama Drame explains his experience on the road.
Since the company started construction here, we are so tired of what is left with us. When we want to move by jumping these big pipes, we always fall down. The day before yesterday, I fell from my bicycle while trying to rush to work. It is when I tried to avoid the pipes, I fell down with my bicycle.
In addition to their problems, women of Salaji also express what they go through to fetch water for their domestic use.
Whenever it rains and we want to go out to fetch water, we will fall on the ground. One has to be careful when carrying container filled with water. They should really help us sort out the problem because we are very tired of this.
The water project being implemented by NAWEC and contracted out to Shapoji is expected to address water problems in Greater Banjul area when completed. However, Salaji residents are of the view that this development should not be a stumbling block to their free movement. We contacted NAWEC for a reaction to residents' complaints, but they were unavailable to give us a response before this broadcast. Mahmoud Lamin Choi for QTV News.
In the past few days, most parts of the country have been hit by rain and high winds. Some are now giving this as a reason for the fish scarcity. This has left people complaining on the price of fish skyrocketing and left them with no other choice to go for the smaller ones they can afford. Our reporter Ajibin Tudrame went out and about to get the real story.
For months, people were unhappy due to the lack of rain. Then a few days ago, it started raining violently and seems unlikely to stop, causing various hazards. Among those are the scarcity of fish, leading to skyrocketing prices. This has left people with no other option than to buy what they can afford, but which may not be their preferred choice, such as the bunga fish, which is the cheapest on the market. At the Bakau Fish Center, one of the most popular in the Greater Banjul area for buying fish, I spoke to a fisherman, Omar Gay. He says that due to the bad weather, they do not sail deep into the river because of the lack of good outboard engines. However, Omar says they do have a good catch at the end. He was quick to add that the fishmongers who sell the fish from them sell the fish rather expensively to consumers. For example, a bucket of fish can be sold for $1,500 to $2,000.
Jën seerut baana yi ñoo seeral jën soo seetloo ba seet paani jën.
No, our fish is not expensive. We sell a bucket for $500, but if you go to the fishmongers up there, they sell from $1,000 to $5,000 a bucket. Soon, our brothers and sisters will not be able to afford buying it.
Fish are sold per kilo, especially the big ones which cost about $4,000, and the cheapest might be about $850, which is not really affordable for the average wage earner. Abdurrahman Sise, a fishmonger, buys the fish from the fishermen and then sell it in batches. He says that the business is going well because he sells to the rich people and sometimes the hotel industry. Abdu states that fish are available, but that not everyone can afford the ones they catch. because it's quite expensive.
Jën dafa over expensive te tamit yeneen jën yu seer yi ñoo xamante ne seen loxo jotul seen gannaaw si biir dëkk bi.
There are some kinds of fish that are difficult for people to afford. It's not like there is a scarcity of fish, no. The place is full of fish, like a price of one fish can be $1,000. It's not affordable.
Having heard that fish is quite scarce, just expensive, we sought some other views. Hadijatu Chor sells fish in the Banjul market. She is among those that are affected because of what she says is a scarcity of fish.
Nga jënd si sa jën loko wara jëndé so ñëwé pour nga am lolu problème la because gis nga gaay.
One will buy fish, but if you have to sell it to get a profit, it is difficult. People will go to the Serekunda market instead of buying here. So the sales here are low. Rahisala, a consumer, is one of those who believes that the reason fish has become expensive in the last few days is because of the rain. She adds that she has no other choice than to buy the small fish, such as bunga fish, and that is not her favorite, but she has no choice. Ajibintu Dwame, QTV News.
We will go with a short commercial break, and when we return, the news continues.
Sunkuto e fele nyenyare. Fika fintile.
Finto hani nganya bunkono nganya koba kono. Beta birole la.
Ilo sisi wani nyimpare ba. Tiri nti jagal tale. Nkoto na tiro le nyanta na la kontongola. Ndum felentin na lol nin kembol bele besinandi. Mikela nyadi.
Mbuka tabiro ke di lola. Oryx gas nka tabiro ke ni wolela. Alana yata, ateriata, asoniata, anite nola je. Nafula le sang. Mbatu ne fu kilingola. Then tilobe boiling.
Oryx gas anintol fofo. Oryx gas isa soto no atlas la dinkiral beto nyimbanko kan.
Light. From the beginning of time, light has been there.
It is integral to our survival and to our way of living.
We need light to work,
to build,
to grow things, and even to see our loved ones.
Light makes things easier and better.
So QCell has changed the way you buy Q-Power to make it easier and more accessible.
You can now access the same service quickly and get your cash power tokens instantly with the new QCell Q-Power code.
To light up your world, simply dial *363#.
With a touch of your fingers,
with ease and convenience from the comfort of your home or office,
you can bring light into your world instantly with *363#.
Q-Power, lighting your world.
QCell Sunyabus.
We innovate, others follow.
The Gambia National Youth Council, with the partnership and funding of the UNDP, on Friday organized the National Youth Dialogue on Reforms in the Gambia, held at the President's Award Scheme in Bakau. Maria Tussar reports.
Recently, the government of the Gambia has been involved in various sectoral reforms, including the Constitutional Review Commission, CRC, Security Sector Reform, SSR, and others, to regulate government institutions and put in place good laws. However, have the citizens really understood or internalized the importance of these reforms? In this light, the National Youth Council, in partnership with UNDP, organized the National Youth Dialogue on Reforms in the Gambia, with the main objective of mobilizing feedback from citizens, especially youth, on various mechanisms and necessary improvements in development issues in the Gambia. In addition, it seeks to increase people's understanding, participation, and ownership of the various reforms in the Gambia. Lamin Dabo, the National Director for the Youth Council, explains more about the intentions of this dialogue in relation to the youth. He went on to explain that this initiative will be extended to all regions to build youth capacity on these reforms and to address their concerns.
It's intended to be a platform where us, the young people, will give direct feedback to these different mechanisms as to how it's affected us, the importance, but also some of the things we appreciate about this reform process.
Suleiman Marena, the UNDP representative, gave an insight into the National Youth Dialogue on reforms in the Gambia, explaining that the activity is part of the Youth Connect Gambia initiative programs.
Event, which is this two-day event, capacity building today and the dialogue tomorrow, is principally on three issues, three major objectives. The first is to create a platform where all actors on youth issues collaborate and collectively speak one voice in advocating issues of young people.
Musambai, Director of Planning at the Ministry of Youth and Sports, encouraged the participants from various youth organizations to participate fully and ask questions to clear any doubts they may have. Maria Tussar, QTV News.
The Gold Award Holders Association KMC chapter concluded its annual leadership and health advocacy training for school children at a ceremony held at the Gambia Organization for the Visually Impaired GOVI in Kanifing. Jenna Basonko was there, and this is our report.
The Gold Award Holders Association is a group of young people that come together to complement the efforts of the President's International Award, the Gambia. The training brings together Gold Award holders to build the capacities of school-going children in leadership, public speaking, and more. The GOVI Leadership Program is named after the Gambia Organization for Visually Impaired, the institution that inspired its first edition. Alpha Adem is the regional chairman of the Gold Award Holders Association.
The training, we have to go into it to train another young people. So we look into the Gambia itself, not globally, but Gambia itself. There's a lot of things that are people suffering from, especially the young people. So we look into these areas. We have chosen 3 thematic areas that we are going to look into. We think that these are some of the challenges that the youth of the Gambia are facing. Like one of the challenge they have is lack of leadership skills. We see most of our youth today, they don't know their rights, their responsibilities, and they are the people who we say they are the future leaders of tomorrow. So we take the leads, we say they are not the future leaders of tomorrow, but they are the leaders of today. It begins today. So the other challenge we see is, properly speaking, most of these young people, even when they apply for a job, when they are on their interview panels, most of them fail. And even when they meet with their young, elder one and younger one in the community, most of the way they speak is also another challenge.
Mambuba Gai is a participant and shares with us the benefits of the training.
Yeah, I can say that the training is so beneficial for me because I never have the opportunity or the experience to stand in a gathering, like to advocate or sensitize people about something which you know that people will be having interest on it.
The participants are expected to work on various projects. Reporting for QTV News, I am Jenna Basonko.
The Gambia will open its 2022 World Cup qualifiers when it hosts Angola at home on the 6th of September. Aside from the scores, the preparations come with financial outlay. Aliu Cisse reports.
Scorpions coach Thompson Fate has unveiled his 23-man squad that will face Angola at home in the opening game of the qualifiers for the World Cup 2022 in Qatar. Unlike their opponents Angola, Gambia have never qualified to a major football competition. This game on the 6th of September will revive fans' hope of having their country playing in a major football competition.
A football house source says $15 million have been set aside as a total budget for the 2 games between the Gambia and Angola to be played in Banjul and Luanda on the 6th and 10th September this year. Sources say the average cost of hosting an international game of this magnitude is $6 million. On that basis, an estimated $62 million will be needed for the entire 2022 World Cup and 2021 AFCON qualifiers. The Gambia, through the Sports Ministry, has been accused of not doing much in the past when it comes to the funding of the national team's engagements. In fact, the Gambia Football Federation has admitted using FIFA funds meant for football development to fund the teams, which contravenes FIFA rules.
Yes, Gambia Football Federation is responsible for running football in the country, which includes the national teams. But we all know the globally, national teams are considered assets of the governments. So all expenses relating to national team activities are taken over by the governments, even where federations sometimes could even be richer than the government, I would say, because some federations are very rich. But notwithstanding, I think that moral obligation, responsibility is always been taken by the government. Ours, as you have said, in the past, it has not been very easy for us, where we were really shouldering the bulk of the expenses, which naturally affects the implementation of some of our core projects, programs, and activities.
The Gambia is a football-loving nation where thousands converge at the country's only stadium to support the national team when it plays. However, fans' hopes of supporting the senior team at major competitions remain a far-fetched dream. GFF President Lamin Kaba Bajo said the upcoming qualifiers are very important.
It's an opportunity also for the Gambia to reach to a level in global football where we've never been. It's not impossible. After these preliminaries, we'll find ourselves in the group stage. We are going out not only because it's not only for AFCON, but we are looking to qualify to both World Cup and then the African Cup of Nations.
With barely a week to this crucial game and subsequent ones to follow, Bajo said it looks promising from the side of the government.
And as we speak now, we've been going in and out. Yesterday we were the day before yesterday we were the Minister of Finance. The day before we were the Minister of Transport. We are working together. The signs are positive so far. Maybe we might be delayed, some little bit of delay on certain issues because there are some bureaucracy. You know, government, the financial processes of accessing certain funds may take more time than we would have expected because it's time bound. Some of the players will start arriving in the country as early as this evening, and by Monday they will be in camp.
In June this year, the Gambia government under President Adama Barrow, an Arsenal supporter, introduced a new sports levy on GSM operators to develop sports. Aside from the undesired performance on the pitch due to different factors, there has been high demand for modern facilities. Gambia's sports minister Hadrami Sidibe said government is committed to the national team.
These funds or spending, it's gradual. Some of them are not even direct. So what we do, we address them as they come by. Like the ticketing is done. The hotel, I'm just talking to the hotel, it will be done. So that is how it works, and the bureaucracy also is in the process. The funds will be lodged if we lay hands on it.
Back in June, the government introduced a new sports levy on GSM operators to support sports development. How far have we gone with that new sports levy?
Yes, as I said, government issues are very slow. Yeah, it is done. It is committed, but it is yet to be moved from the consolidated account to our account, and we cannot do any expenditure there as far as it is in the consolidated. That movement must happen.
The GFF, in consultation with the Sports Ministry, has extended the contract of current coach Thompson Faith, who has been tasked with, among other things, qualifying the country to its first AFCON in 2021. Reporting for QTV News, I am Aliou Cisse.
Before we end this bulletin of the news, let's take a quick look at our main news stories. Gambia's Guinea-Bass has recorded her name in the history books of African athletics after winning the 200 meters gold medal at the African Games currently underway in Rabat, Morocco. The Minister of State for the British Armed Forces, Mark Lancaster, pays a courtesy call on President Adama Barrow. After weeks of no rain, the rains have finally come and are being blamed for many mishaps, including, it seems, a scarcity of fish in the market. However, there appears to be a contradictory report about the scarcity. The National Youth Council and partners are initiating dialogue to engage and involve young people in the range of ongoing reforms across various sectors. As Gambia's national team gears up to face Angola in a series of crucial World Cup qualifiers, there is an optimism over the team's on-field performance, but worry over the required financial support. That's all we have for you in this edition of the news. Thank you very much for watching and join us tomorrow for more news. Bye for now.